This is Hannibal from the Hannibal TV with a follow-up UFO news update from my report last week on all these CIA UFO records from the 40s and 50s being released to the public through the Black Vault website that is operated by a guy named John Greenwald, who I had never heard of until last week, but now I've researched him and watched a bunch of his videos. Hope to have him on my podcast in the coming weeks or months. He's a busy guy, but he did bring up exactly why all these CIA files were released through his website. And these were declassified CIA UFO files. Some of them included pictures of alleged extraterrestrial objects. And of course, a lot of the documents in there had to do with credible military people. There was a lot of retracted words, though, a lot of stuff blacked out. And nothing concrete, no smoking gun, so to say, out of this documents that have been released, but they're still interesting. I maybe will go over a few of them eventually, but right now I'm not enough of an expert to really get into it. But I wanted to give you information on why they were released through the Black Vault. I'm going to put this up from the Black Vault's website, which were some misreported facts about why it was released through them. For one thing, this was not a surprise data dump by the CIA. This John Greenwald guy has been collecting CIA declassified documents through filing requests since 1996. So he's been collecting these documents since 1996, and he is the one that obtained this data CD from the CIA from his collections to release through his website. So it was not the CIA coming to him with all this information to release in one dump. This is stuff he had collected for a while, a lot of it which he paid for and had to ask multiple times to declassify certain documents. And as I said, a lot of these documents that have been released are second and third generation copies with blacked out parts, nothing concrete. The CIA has posted a lot of these documents online. And the reason this came out last week was because he did an interview with Vice News talking about it. And that's what the media picked up on. It wasn't like the CIA did a big data dump last week. Also, there was not millions of pages. There was only 2,780 pages. The CIA does not call them the Black Vault documents. Again, the Black Vault documents, that's just his website and his podcast. So it doesn't mean anything. There was a lot of stuff misreported. Still very interesting, but as I said, I'm going to interview this guy. But this also had absolutely nothing to do with this 180-day UFO report that the government has, which I've talked about already on this. The Senate has asked for this. The Senate Intelligence Committee, there has to be government sharing of UFO reports and briefings of what's going on by around June. This came out in a recent COVID bill, I believe somewhere around December 30th. It was one of the notes attached to the bill. There has to be sharing of UFO knowledge between more government departments by June. So that does not mean everything's going to be released to the public. A lot of the stuff that they want to stay classified will stay overall classified, but will be shared by more members of the government. This does not mean there's going to be a big press conference and all of this sharing is also going to happen with the public. So some people like Polar Burr has said most of the documents are blacked out. Dale Young, I'm doing great. This person says exactly they released files with 75 to 90% blacked out. There is some good information on there that does show. Here's one thing, in my opinion. For years, the government was saying they did not investigate this stuff. I remember what made me interested in this was I saw a CBC report in 2013. CBC is like the big station here in Canada, where there was a news report saying the Canadian government admitted that there's more UFO sightings, but they were no longer investigating it. Instead, they were going to rely on citizens to do private investigations. That seemed to me like a load of bullshit. Why wouldn't you investigate unknown objects in your airspace that could be enemy military? That makes absolutely no sense. So why I'm saying it's good that at least it's showing that they have been investigating this stuff. Whereas up to recently, everyone was denying that there was ever any investigations into this, and it was all nothing.